What's up, fam? It's Naj with Built by Plants. I'm about to show you all how to make long grain brown rice inside of an Instapot. The reason we're using the Instapot is because you don't technically need to know how to cook in order to get your food prepped and taste good and just done overall. All you need to know how to do is push a few buttons, change a few settings, and you're good to go. Now, rice is one of the most versatile foods and cheapest foods on the planet, so I recommend making this a staple regardless of what your diet is. All right, a cup of rice, or should I say a serving of rice, which is a quarter of a cup, is 150 calories, 3 grams of protein. The rice is really filling. There's different grains of rice. This specifically is long grain. There's also short grain and medium grain. You'll cook those, prep those a little bit differently, but this is the one that we're focused on today. This rice was purchased from Walmart as part of the $45 for the 4-week vegan grocery shopping video. I want to show you all how to actually make this and the different type of dishes that you can use with it. So let's get right into the video. So we're going to start off by weighing out our rice. We're going to be using 1 cup to cook. All right, so I want you all to see what 1 cup of rice cooked actually looks like inside of a bowl. That way you can determine how much you actually want to cook, whether you're meal prepping or you're making this for 1 meal, making it for your family, so on and so forth. So we're just gonna use 1 cup. So let's go ahead and rinse our rice first. I'm gonna weigh it out. Now I do have my rice, or should I say strainer, on a food scale because grams is the best way to measure your food, all right? These are beneficial because it does give you a little bit of an understanding of how much you're taking in, but a cup is not always a cup and every cup isn't the exact equivalent. So I'm going to put it on a food scale because I want to show you all how many grams a cup is, and that way you can determine if you want to use a food scale as well. Now, I recommend getting something that you can store your rice and beans, dried beans, and pretty much all your dry food in, so you don't got to keep it in the bag. You probably can't see it, but there's like a little storage container over there that I have my oatmeal in. We got some of those for every dried thing that we have. So 1 cup of dried rice was the equivalent of 168 grams. So I'm going to see if this actually gets us to 168 grams. All right, so now we're gonna pour in our rinsed brown rice. Now the next most important thing is to get the water to rice ratio correct. So that's 1 cup of rice, and we're gonna use 1.5 cups of water. That's the other cup. Now, if you want to, you can add in some veggie broth instead of the water, or you can do half and half. A little bit of broth, a little bit of water, that gives it more flavor. And this will be the time where you can add in some other flavor, some seasoning. So you can put garlic powder, salt, whatever you do. I think I'm gonna put a little bit of salt in there. I would usually put garlic powder, but I think I ran out of garlic powder, so. So now we're gonna put the top on and close it up. Good to go right there. Now, if you look really closely on this little knob right here, you'll see it says seal, and then it says vent. Don't put it on vent, trust me. I've done it before, and what's gonna happen is all of the water inside of here is gonna be shooting out, and then your rice is gonna burn, and you ain't gonna be happy. All right, so make sure that it's on sealed, so all of the pressure can build up inside of the Instapot, and that's what's gonna help cook your rice, all right? Or that is what's gonna actually cook your rice. So now we're ready to start our Instapot. So what we're gonna do is tap on pressure cook. That's gonna turn it on, and we're going to put it on 15 minutes. Now, by default, when we tap on pressure cooker, the keep warm button is gonna stay on, all right? So basically it's gonna cook for 15 minutes, and then it's going to go into the keep warm mode, which is important for the rice to start fluffing out and for the water to absorb into the rice. All right, so we're gonna let that keep warm count up to 10 minutes. So it's gonna count down from 15 minutes until it's cooked, and then the keep warm, which is continuing the rest of the process for cooking the rice, that's gonna be for an extra 10 minutes. All right, now that's on by default. If you don't want that on, you can tap on that keep on button, but we're gonna leave that on because it's very important. And this is specifically for the model Instapot that I have. All right, I believe the model name for this one is Instapots. Here we go. Instapots Rio Chef Series 6 quart. All right, so yours may be a little bit different, and if that is the case, then you can go ahead and just look at the specific tutorial of how to use your specific Instant Pot, but that's how mine works. So let's go ahead and tap on the play button. It's going to turn it on. Now what's happening now is the Instant Pot is preheating, all right? So the same way if you were to boil some water before you would put the food into that boiling water, or that water in general, you have to let it build up. Same thing for when you're cooking something in the oven, the same way that you will wait for the oven to preheat. That's exactly what's happening here. So it's in preheat mode, and then once the preheat is done, it's going to go into cook mode. Once the cooking is done, it's going to go into warm mode. As you can see, those options right up there at the top. So now we're just going to wait for it to go ahead and preheat and for it to cook and then warm. So I want to emphasize, because this is important, it may take some time, 1 to 3 minutes before the Instant Pot, before you even hear anything. You'll just be sitting here like, what's going on? I don't hear nothing cooking. Is it broken? Did I put something wrong? It's good if you follow the instructions that I just gave you, just give it a little bit of time, because like I said, it just has to heat up, has to preheat. All right, so now we are in the cooking mode. As you can see, it was on preheat up there with the light. Now the light is on cook and counting down from 15 minutes. And once that 15 minutes is up, it's going to go into warm mode. You see the little orange button to the right of the word warm. And what that is going to do is start the warming process. So it's going to count up from 0 to 10. So we're counting down the last few seconds. Went down from 15 minutes to 30 seconds now. And now you can hear it going off as the warming mode is about to start. So now we're warming. You can see that the warm signal is on. We're counting from 0 up to 10. Once it gets to 10, we'll go ahead and start the venting process. So we just hit 11 minutes in the warm setting. So let's go ahead and start the venting process. We're just gonna push this down, and you're gonna see all the steam shoot up. Now let's open up our pot and see what we got. Some nice brown rice. Look how fluffy that is. That looks great. That's quality right there. Check that out. It's called quality. So there we go, fam. That's how we make long grain brown rice. If y'all want to know how I got it to look like this, I just took the measuring cup, put all the rice in there, patted it down, turned it upside down on the plate, and it came out like this. Go ahead and give this a try. Hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe. Drop a comment down below, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.